Is anybody here?
We had one viewer, it looked like.
Okay, we should throw it in the Telegram chat. Nice. Alright, let's give people a couple minutes to come in. I know it's a weird time for people, so we can always just do our demo and then we'll post this later.
We got Gorilla saying base dev.
What's up? For anyone who doesn't know, this is Steve.
Hello.
We are real life business partners in the real world. And then I roped him into this with me. So Steve did all the front end design for the website, so he's been killing it with that. And I've just been making his life more and more difficult with everything that we do. Alright, I'm going to post in this chat real quick. You still have the link copied?
It should be, yeah.
Alright. You logged in on X on here?
No, I can pull up my personal.
No, we can pull up the Agora one. Ooh, is it linked to the Google? No, it's not. But we have the info. Go away. Yeah, because the account we make, we're gonna do Agora account, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in a little bit here, we're gonna demo creating an account. We're just getting set up here. Also, apologies if we're loopy. We've been on a very long coding binge. There's been a ton that's gone into this so far, and a ton more to come. Where is the
Viewer info.
Oh, you are right. What screen is that?
That one.
The one that I just put everything on.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Hopefully nobody screenshotted. I'm doing a local record, so we can post the.
Okay. Well, it's gone forever now. Alright, well, we're changing password after this. This is why I wanted to use my account. Okay. Oh, it logged in already. I didn't even need to do that. Okay. So we're up there. I'm just going to repost this link real quick. I should go ahead with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, a good amount of you already signed up with our old form that we had on the website for getting an API key via email. So for anyone who did that, you can just go ahead and enter your API key here and sign in that way. You're going to need to verify an account, either an email address, a Telegram account, or an X account. But that's one of the big changes that we made in building this, is that before, to sign up, you needed an email address. Problem is, this is a platform primarily for agents. A lot of agents don't have email addresses, but what they do have are Telegram and X accounts. So now when you sign up, if you make a new account, you have the option to enter one of the three. You don't need to enter all of them. You can link any account you want. So Steve, if you want to drive, we're going to get to see Steve's killer typing skills. Alright, we're going to make Agora's account.
So, Agora agent.
Yeah. Agora.agent at Gmail. I like all the friggin' DNS shit we've done, and we still have a Gmail account.
True.
Okay.
Do we want to wait on this?
Why don't you link one of them?
Okay.
Let's start with we can't do
personal-
Telegram because it goes through her Telegram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just do the X.
Alright, so
Capital A Agora, capital A agent. All right. Now let's set the username. Alright. Oh yeah, we got the requirements for the password listed up there, just standard stuff. Alright, and boom, we're in. Account created successfully, so it's going to take us to a login page here. So, hopefully you remember the password that you just did. If not, you can hit the forgot password button there. But we're going to validate the credentials we just made. And now it wants us to verify our accounts. So you're only going to have to do this once in the beginning. And the benefit to verifying your accounts is that you're going to be able to access all of the services on the marketplace from any of your accounts. So right now we're building a Telegram assistant where straight from like our Agora Telegram chat, like our main general chat, you're going to be able to make requests fully linked to your account just by asking her questions. Same thing with X. We're going to make it so that anyone can, anyone with an account can make requests from her all without interacting with this app at all. So basically what we have are multiple UIs that all feed into the main API that we built. So we've got the API that can be accessed just as an API. We now have this web app. That's another UI. We're in the process of building the Telegram UI and the X UI. So these are all different ways that people and agents are going to be able to interact with the marketplace.
and as those roll out, we'll probably be doing streams on every individual platform to give demos on how to do that.
Yeah. So we have a lot of the tools built already for Telegram, like from our last. For anyone who's been around for a while, that's kind of what made us get our start in the first place. Was we had a Telegram agent up, so we have a lot of the infrastructure built for Telegram stuff already. Same with X, but we're basically just updating all of that infrastructure to use our new API now. All right, so we got. Right away, as soon as you create the account, you get sent this to whatever account you got linked. So if you added an X account, you'll get a DM sent to you on X. Actually, we did enter an X account, right? You want to pull that up?
Yeah.
It's right there.
So if I go to my DMs,
Messages. All right, there we go. We've got our code. All right, we just pop that in there. Verify that, and you only need to verify one contact method, one email, Telegram, or X account to actually like access your account. But as long as we're here, why don't we go ahead and enter the email verification too? Just get that out of the way, and then we never have to worry about it again. All right, so now we're in, and this is the main area of the marketplace. So we've got 3 tabs here on our main space. We've got the option to create a new task. Then in the middle, we have public tasks. See if you want to click on that real quick. So here, this is where you can just see every pending task. Right now, it only shows pending tasks. It doesn't show completed tasks. I'll get to that a little more in a minute. And then on the right, we've got my tasks, where you can see the ones that you, the tasks that you yourself have created. Right now, it's saying failed to fetch tasks because it is a brand new account, so we don't have any tasks to fetch yet. So that's one of the things that, this is a very early launch of this, so there's plenty of little bugs and things here and there that we need to fix and work on.
Just do a search so they
yeah.
can show UI.
Yes. So if you look for this is someone else's task, so you can grab their task ID and search by it. So yeah, every task is generated one of these strings of just 8 random characters. And that's how you can always track the progress of your tasks. So right now, as most of you are aware, we have only one task available, only one type of request that you can make, and that's the agent deep dive. And those are the reports that we've been sharing around in the Telegram group and whatnot. So with an agent deep dive, you enter a contract address. Currently, we support 8 different chains for analysis, so it can be a contract address on any of these networks. You can enter an X handle if you want to include social analysis in your report, and then on-chain analysis is automatically included. So by making a request with all of those details, she'll generate a report just for you. And we'll demo that in a minute, but real quick, there is one other option on here. So you can submit a task suggestion. So for this is basically just a field for you to tell us what you guys want us to integrate into the platform. So like, I want an agent to help me commit tax fraud, but for legal reasons I do not. And there we go. It was made. We got to fix that still. That you don't actually need to confirm this type of task, but we should see it. Oh, why do we not see it?
So you fucked up.
Steve made a mistake. But if it's working correctly, that should pop up here. The important one to be working correctly is this one, though. So fingers crossed. All right, let's go ahead and submit an agent deep dive. Oh, maybe we should look at the account dashboard real quick. So on your account dashboard here, you'll see everything that you have linked. Right now, your Telegram account isn't linked to anything, right?
Correct. Well, I don't know if you deleted my last test account, but I think it should be clear. We can try it.
Okay. What's your...
You can pop it. It's Spriggan's Banger.
I just don't want to dox all your messages. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works or if it's already linked. Okay,
Yeah, it's already red.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna delete that account.
Yeah. Some other things that we can see just on the account dashboard. We can see that these have already been verified, the 2 that we did through the verify page. So while John's over there trying to delete the account so we can link the Telegram, this is an alternate way to verify your credentials, essentially.
How long ago did you make that account? Was it like today?
It had to have been. That account's been deleted like 3 times today.
Yo, all these security measures to like not let people do the same thing twice are annoying.
Well, while he's doing that, I can go over quickly our support page. So while you are interfacing with our app, if anything comes up, these are the ways that we would like for you to try to get a hold of us so that you can make requests on like UI fixes or bug fixes if you catch anything. If you're having issues with retrieving an account for whatever reason, you can contact us with these. And of course, join the Telegram community.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Can't find it?
Yeah, but we can show how to link your account. Telegram's a little different because they have all of these annoying security measures, like not letting you, not letting bots just spam you with messages unsolicited. So we can't generate a code the same way that we do with the email and the X account. So we just link you to the Agora bot, where you just start the bot, and that will go over here. And then boom, we start, and you can hit /verify, and that'll give you a code. You just enter that code in the app and link your Telegram account. And then this is a little sample of the UI that we're working on for Telegram. So nothing is linked right now, so these aren't going to work because we didn't actually link this. Or actually, if you did make, it might. Yeah, okay, there we go. So it found him in the database, so it's letting him know that he's got 2 credits available, and then it's giving him the option to create a report if he wants to. So then you can go on there, request report. She's going to ask you for a contract address and give you the details of that, which we can just grab. Let's grab game. Give her the contract address. Do we want to include an X handle? Sure, why not? Let's do it. What's game's X handle? I should know this.
Should be able to just grab it from the virtuals.
It's not, I'm pretty sure it's not linked up there for some reason, but why is it not coming up? We definitely follow game. Where the heck? Do they have it linked now? Because they used to not. Okay, there we go. I remember that back from my days of scraping the virtual site, that I had always had to enter it manually. Okay, what was I doing? Telegram. Enter the X handle. All right, and so now she's verifying the details of the request, and then we're going to go ahead and submit it. And then we got an error because this isn't actually hooked up yet. This is what I was working on right before we started this stream. So that's as far as we've gotten in this UI so far, but ultimately you're going to be able to use this type of interface to do it. I'm also going to work on doing like a fast-tracked request to this, because like this is great for like the first time that you request a report, but like over time, once you get used to it, you don't want to have to like go through all of these options and hit all these buttons. I want you to be able to just like send a message that's just like send this to her. And then she's going to check your account, make sure that you have credits available, and then she'll just create that report. Like if you want to do it, if you want to kind of fast track it. So that's one thing we're working on there. And then we can look in our main app. I don't know if you went over anything already. But so the credits are what you use to purchase reports, and then ultimately any other types of services that we add to the platform is all going to be on a credit-based system. So by default, we're giving every person who signs up are getting 3 free credits. Just every account is being credited with those. If you already generated an API key from our previous sign-up form, we also credited your account with 3. So you've got 3 to go ahead and submit 3 free reports. And then after that, you got to go through the purchase credit system. And so that system, which we should probably walk through as well. Do you have your...
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay, so for this, you got to enter that. So for this, we chose for now not to have an actual method to link your wallet in the beginning. So right now, all that we have you do is basically put in your wallet address, and then we tell you the amount of credits that you need to send to Agora's wallet. Or sorry, we tell you the number of Agora tokens that you need to send to Agora's wallet.
Does this one get reviews?
No, because we need to send it. I'm not logged in there.
Oh. Okay.
Can you not log into yours?
No, I just gotta go grab something.
Okay. Well, either way, we'll as soon as we get a wallet address here, we'll demo purchasing the credits. But let's see. Okay, so yeah, this will walk you through the system to purchase credits. But for right now, we have 3, so we're gonna go ahead and try to create a service. These are some of the things that I'm talking about too. Like I hate this drop down here, where like if you click on it, it like goes away weird. So those are the kind of little bugs and things that we wanna really work on and fix. Like I said, very early launch of this. So let's go back to our marketplace and let's enter in. Why don't we just stick with game as long as we've got it. We're gonna do an agent deep dive of game. And let's grab that X account, game_virtuals. All right. And then this here, this is an optional parameter. You can just leave this blank if you want. But this is basically an expiration time for the task. So like you could say, and it's measured in hours from the current time. So you could say like, if my task isn't completed in an hour, I want my credit back. This isn't needed so much right now for these reports because they're generally like the longest it takes to get one is about 5 minutes. They're normally a lot even quicker than that. But this is better for future tasks that will require either more amount of time or they're a little more complex. So it's always going to be nice to be able to say like, hey, okay, well, the request took too long. I don't need it anymore. Give me my money back. But for now, we'll just do 1. And we will go ahead and submit the form. It's loading, and boom, we have our task has been accepted by the system. So now this is our opportunity to confirm the details. We generated a task ID. We just want to make sure that we got all the details right here. So we got the contract address, we got the X handle, and again, this is something that's going to come more into play later. Like there are only 2 details to verify, so like there's not a ton to verify here. It's just spitting you right back out the same thing. But in the future, when there are things that are a little more complex and require some processing, you're going to want to make sure that you verify that the system has the information that you're submitting correctly. But yeah, all we have to do is just hit confirm task, and now we've got your task has been accepted by the system. Or sorry, that was the first one. We've got task confirmed successfully, and it should now be available in the My Tasks tab. So we've got our task ID here that we can always use to reference it, but we can just go over to our My Task tab and we see it's popped up over here, and we can see that it's in progress. So right now it's loaded into the system and it gets queued for Agora to actually go ahead and create those reports. So that's going to take a couple minutes for her to generate that. So we'll check back in here periodically to see when it's done. And then Steve is going to try to log into his wallet here without doxing himself. All right, nice.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So
you can close this.
No, I'm going to need it. That screen's not up, right?
Right.
We got to fix that.
Yeah.
That's going to drive me crazy. Okay. So let's go back over to the dashboard and we can, well, first of all, we see that we spent 1 credit on that, requesting that report. So we lost 1. You know what? We lost 1. Why don't we get another one? I'm going to go purchase credits. We are going to grab our wallet address. And then here's how the exchange rate works. Currently, we have 1 credit cost 10,000 Agora, which I think right now is like $1.50, $1.75, something like that. So that's the current cost to generate a report. And that's pretty much in line with what it costs, because every time you generate a report, you're making about 500 billion API calls to a variety of things, and then a bunch of inference charges as well. So our cost is somewhere around 70 cents to $1 to actually generate those reports. So the idea is that we want to make the cost to the user slightly higher than that, so that Agora is able to actually generate revenue. And then obviously we have all kinds of plans for staking and whatnot for that revenue to be distributed to stakeholders. But more on that later. So for now, let's say we want to purchase 1 credit. That's going to give us the ability to make 1 new report. So exchange rate is 10,000. So we're going to need to send 10,000 Agora. But we'll go ahead and purchase credits. That one didn't work, Steve.
Yep.
All right, we've got another bug. Purchase credits is not currently working. That will be first on the agenda to fix when we get off the call. It was working last night.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
something we pushed
There's
today
a lot of pushes
messed it
today.
up. Okay. Well, but basically after you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to send you details. It's going to say send this amount to this wallet. And the amount's going to be slightly different than this. It's going to be something like 998, or it's going to be 10,052, just some specific number. And basically that's just used to be able to match transactions to the specific user. So, and that's all you're going to have to do is just in whatever wallet you use, just send that amount of Agora to the wallet that's specified, and then you'll receive your credits. All right.
So we can see chat.
Oh.
Just minimize it.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we'll fix that, but let's go ahead. Let's go back over to the marketplace. Let's check on the task. It's still in progress. Okay. And it is showing up on the public tasks as it should. So right now, anyone is able to see that a report is being generated. And yeah, that's something I wanted to mention, that we're still kind of playing around with what we actually want to show in this UI here. Right now we have it set where after a task is completed, it disappears from this public tasks list. This was meant to be kind of a queue showing you everything everything that's in Agora's queue to work on right now. But we did have some thoughts of ways that we can Jesus, my bad. We did have some thoughts of ways that we could potentially optimize this too, where you'll see, oh, our task got completed. But if you see here, we have this this button to view our report, and now that task is gone from the public view. What I was thinking of doing was we could have a method where you generate a report. We just generated one for game. You could potentially offer other people access to that report. So we could have a whole entire system built into this platform that's basically report sharing. So let's say that you want to generate a report for game 2, but you realize, okay, well, someone just did that 30 minutes ago. Maybe I don't need like up to the minute analysis. I can go ahead and just purchase that one a little bit cheaper. And then by purchasing that one cheaper, that does a number of things. That means that it uses less resources on our end because we don't need to generate an entirely new report. We can reuse that report that was already cached. And then another thing that does is that offers the ability for people themselves, users, to be able to earn a little bit of revenue. So say you were able to get like 0.1 credits for sharing your report. So anytime someone purchases that report or purchases access to that report from you, you would receive a little boost in your account. So just something I've been playing around with. I think there's potential for something there. All right, but let's go ahead and look at our completed task here. So we can see all the details of the task. We can see when it was completed. Let's see, it took almost exactly 5 minutes to get completed. So that's right on line. We still got our task ID if we ever want to reference it later, but this will show up here. The idea with the task ID is that, say after you've generated like 20 of these reports, you'll be able to like search for specific ones. But all right, let's go ahead and check out the report that we generated, and boom, we got it. All right, we see that we've got our account overview with game's social account. We've got a section where we're analyzing the top followers that game has. So this is fetched from a variety of APIs that have different metrics for scoring X accounts, and we're basically aggregating a bunch of them together to find who the top accounts are. And then we can see a summary of some recent activity that's been going on. So these are things that Game has been posting about recently. I don't think Game is super active on X, but we can see, like here, she called out that they had this. What does this look like? This looks like a space of some kind. And then she just references a few different posts along with summaries of those. And then we've got an analysis of public discourse, and what this is whereas this section here of recent activity is stuff that the Game account itself has posted. This one here is an analysis of things that people are saying about Game. So this is looking at posts that mention Game. This is looking at posts that tag Game. This is looking at posts that are talking about Game, and just kind of seeing what the community is talking about. So it seems like we're getting probably mostly positive things about Game, or wait, maybe not. but the point being, like, say something really bad happened in the project and a lot of people are talking about it. That's going to pop up here. Some major event happened, and likewise, if something really good happened, if there was a new launch of something or a new announcement, that's going to get picked up here. And then we've just got a little summary section that's just summarizing everything that was above there.
Looks like we got quite a few buys coming in.
Oh yeah, we got a couple pop up. It's nice to see. Let's see. Yep, we'll hop over to our market analysis. All right, so we've got kind of an overview and then an analysis of like what's been going on, the recent trends. She's grabbing key support and resistance levels to analyze. That's something I gotta fix, where these numbers should be rounded. There's no reason for that to be that long. Come on, Agora. Okay, but I like that I still like critique her, even though this entire thing was generated completely autonomously. It's kind of nuts if you think about it. But okay, so we've got our analysis, and then we go down, and there's specific breakdowns by time frame. So we've got our daily time frame, 4-hour time frame, all pretty self-explanatory. We've got metrics right now down here for we've got obviously the price chart. Then we've got our volume, RSI, and MACD. And now currently we're just by default, we're fetching those every time. What I want to switch the system to eventually is to have a whole host of different indicators, and then she's choosing to display certain ones that are particularly relevant. So an example would be like, let's say that the RSI is right at the breakout point, is like right at 70 or whatever the analysis is. She would choose to highlight that as one of the metrics. Whereas let's say like there's nothing interesting to see with the MACD, she would just remove that and replace it with a different indicator. So that's something that I definitely want to do. All of these horizontal lines on here, those are representing the support and resistance levels. And then we go all the way down even to the 5-minute time frame, which friends, please don't trade on the 5-minute time frame, but we include it here anyway for all of the crazy degenerates. Okay, and then again, a summary section. All right, that is our market analysis, and then this is the one that I feel like needs the most work still, because right now we are grabbing our information from the most limited amount of sources compared to the other two. Like for social analysis, there's so many different things we're fetching, and same thing with market analysis. There's just like, we're aggregating a ton of data from so many different sources. On-chain analysis, we have a little bit more limited access right now. The big thing that we're waiting for is Nansen, if anyone's familiar with that, is releasing an API at the end of Q1 is what they said. So we're waiting for that, and they do a ton of really detailed on-chain analysis. So you can do things like they have a label for smart money, which is basically analyzing what top traders, what the most profitable wallets are doing. So once we get that integrated, we're going to be able to do things like, okay, well, there are this percentage of smart wallet holders that are holding this token. This is what the top holders have been doing, all that kind of thing. But for now, we're aggregating some data ourselves, mostly just from sources like, so this is, we did a base token, right? Yeah. So this is grabbing it primarily from Basescan, and then we're running a whole bunch of different analysis on it. But our first section, we've got well, first an overview, and then we've got analysis of the top holders. So we show the distributions of how the token is distributed. So In this case, the top one wallet holds 9.6%. That means it's probably some type of team wallet or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what games tokenomics are, but we do go through and we remove liquidity pools and things like that. So those should not show up on here. But that's generally to get an idea of the token distribution. So on some of these, like if you run these reports for some of the really low market cap, crappy tokens, you're going to see a really bad holder distribution, and that'll show up a lot more on this chart. So we go through that, and then she points out specifics of the top holders themselves. So we can link to their base scan accounts. Pop up on there. And then we can see their whole portfolio and everything here. But the idea with that is that you can see what the top wallets have been doing. So this chart shows us the top 10 wallets and how their holdings have changed over several different periods. So like most of these wallets have held pretty steady. Like none of these have changed in the last 90 days. But you can see there's one wallet over here that dumped a bunch. Like 90 days ago, its holding was way higher than it is now. I don't love the layout of this chart personally, so these are all things that I want to work on. I think this could be a lot more clearer, maybe be a lot more intuitive for people. But yeah, those are just things we're working on. Another thing that I would love to add to the reports are all of this is great if you want really detailed, really long analysis that covers everything. But maybe you just want something a little more quick and to the point. So we'll be adding something like an executive summary section. That'll be a much more condensed version that's just grabbing like these are the most noteworthy things that we found in our analysis. So if you're short on time, you can just look at that summary analysis, and then you'll still obviously have access to these to all of this later. So, and there's a lot of direction that we can go with this. Ultimately, the goal is not for Agora to be the token analysis agent. There are plenty of other agents that do that as well. I would argue that ours is up there for being pretty good, but ultimately, the idea is that we want her to be facilitating services on our platform. So right now, we launched our platform with her own service because it's in a controlled environment where we have complete access to her and ensuring that she is performing the tasks correctly. As we start onboarding other agents that are outside of our control, a lot more has to be done on the validation side of things. Like we can't be taking people's money, we can't be removing credits from people's account if these tasks are not getting completed successfully. So there's going to be a very stringent verification process, but in order for that to happen, a lot of infrastructure needs to be built. So like an example would be, like let's say we bring on an agent that's doing like image generation of some kind. Maybe they're generating images for social media posts, and the request is I need an image of a banana, and then the image that's generated is actually an image of an orange. We need to be able to go in there, well, Agora needs to be able to go in there and say, hey, you didn't do this correctly, you're not getting paid for it. So there's going to be a whole validation process for that. And that's only one type of thing that can happen. So that's just like image validation. We need to have validation of videos. We need to have validation of text. We need to have validation of audio files. Any type of deliverable that you could possibly have on the platform, we need to have.
In the case of just a video, think about you have images that have to be analyzed in sequence. You have to have actual video recognition, and you have to have audio in some cases. So that's just a full multimodal analysis.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, and we have plans for all of that, and we've been developing quite a bit of the infrastructure behind the scenes. We're in talks with quite a few different agents about getting up on the platform. So I'm super excited to start bringing other agents on here. For right now, we're keeping it just to Agora so that we can start to get some user feedback. Like, while we still have all these bugs on the system and stuff, like you've seen a couple of them pop up while we've been on the chat. I mean, we released this thing at 4 a.m. last night or whatever it was. So we want to clean up all of those things before we start, really offering services publicly. And like right now, we're in a spot where, let's say some unforeseen bug happens and you lose one of your account credits for some reason, which shouldn't happen. But if it does, we can just recredit you with that at this point. Because our user base is pretty controlled right now, and we're able to go in and manually verify things. But over time, all of these systems are going to need to continue to get built up and be as autonomous as possible, because the whole purpose behind this entire virtual agent thing is not for Steve and I to be sitting here building UIs for people, it's for agents to be interacting. So ultimately the goal is to automate absolutely everything. One other thing that I did want to demonstrate with the reports, right now, prototype agents aren't that hot, but something that I thought is pretty cool is that we have the ability to do analysis on prototype agents on virtuals. So if we grab, let's grab Maya World here. Man, the prototype market is tanked. You remember when we were a prototype and it was like we were at like 800K, and the ones behind us were at like 700, 600K. The highest prototype now, unless their UI has some type of bug, which it has had quite a bit, the top prototype is 132K. That's crazy. Well, that's quite the chart. So let's go ahead and, you know what, why don't we do it for a Solana one too, because we added Solana support. Yeah, it's funny, right? Like literally the day that we started, that we made reports available to people is the day that Virtuals decided that they were going to launch on or expand to Solana. So we had to scramble to change all of our existing logic to be able to support that. Okay, this is a good one we can do. This one's been around for, the market cap's 27K. Jeez. All right, well, let's see what happens. But so the thing that I think is pretty cool about this is that if you're not familiar with how prototypes work on virtuals, there's no liquidity pool for these yet. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, there is no other way to source the price data other than from virtuals itself. There are other people who have charts and UIs that they pull the information from virtuals from, but as far as I've been able to find, virtuals is ultimately the source for everything. And then finding ways to analyze prototype agents, like good luck. Like this is a trading view UI here, but like you have no tools. You have absolutely nothing here. But let's go ahead and submit a report here. We're gonna change our. Why don't we just reset that to be safe? That's our contract address, and then this one, their X handle is Illuminati. All right, and then we'll just set that to 1. All right, so our task has been accepted. We still need to confirm it. If you don't hit this confirm button, it does not go through. So if you navigate away from this page, well, you can navigate away and come back. But if you close this and don't ever confirm the task, your task did not go through and your credits were not deducted yet. Your credits are only deducted when you hit confirm. All right, so that's confirmed. We should now see it in my tasks. You can see it's now in progress, and it's in the public tasks too. Okay. And then here we've got a little timer that's like, okay, so I set a 1-hour expiration for that. So Agora's got 59 minutes to finish this request. You better step on it. But yeah, I think that covers most of what we've got. You already went over the support page, right? Pretty basic stuff. I hate that so much. We gotta fix that. Okay. Yeah, I think that about covers it. We can see the other credit got deducted. Oh, that invoice did go through? Remember when I tried to submit the invoice and it didn't work? It did work.
It might have just been erroring out some outdated code.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We'll check on that after we get off the stream. But so returning back to when we showed you the purchase credits where you put your wallet address and the number of credits that you want to buy, after you submit that, you get an invoice. This is what an invoice looks like. We've got some payment instructions here. It's basically saying send exactly the specified amount in Agora. Right now we only accept Agora. as payment on the platform. And it's currently only Agora on base. We have plans to, along with a lot of other projects that are expanding to Solana, we're going to be doing that as well. Right now, we don't think it's the best use of resources to be putting a bunch of money into a liquidity pool on Solana. There are a lot better things that we can do with those resources right now. But yes, Steve, why don't you go ahead and pay the invoice? So basically what we got, you see there, I don't know how well they can see on the stream, but it says payment amount.
Here, I'll full screen it.
Okay. Payment amount is 10,007 Agora. So if you remember, the exchange rate was 10,000 Agora, but she's giving you that slightly different number just so that she can verify, okay, this amount is matched to this particular transaction. Okay, so Steve off screen is grabbing that to wallet. You're sending it from the from wallet, crazy, to the to wallet. And this I would just emphasize, like, you gotta switch it, you're on E. This I would emphasize, just like actually read the payment instructions and just make sure you're submitting it correctly. For right now, I mean, a credit costs $1, so like if you make a bad request, it's not the end of the world. But if you're gonna make any larger purchases for credits, definitely make sure you double check all the details. And we will eventually be integrating the ability to connect your wallet. That's something I've always gone a little bit back and forth on, because personally for me, as a crypto user, I hate connecting my wallet on websites. I would love a way to be able to interact with things without connecting my wallet, because I just don't trust people. And if you've ever had your wallet drained, you've got a reason to not trust people too. That being said, I'm sure some people do want the convenience of being able to just connect their wallet. We already have all the stack needed to actually do that. We've done that with our staking app that we're developing. So we will be adding that functionality. Just right now, we're doing it this manual way for now. Okay, there we go. And Steve on the other screen submitted that transaction, and pretty quick there it got confirmed. So as long as you see that completed check there, that means that she received the funds from you and verified them, and now that available credits amount went up. So good, that's all working as expected.
It looks like our report.
Oh yeah, okay, nice. All right, so that's the report for that random prototype that's at 26K market cap. Oh wait, where did I just put it? Okay. So the social analysis didn't work for this one. That's interesting. Let's check on there. Where did I have that?
It's right stat middle.
Did you have a valid X account? I'm not sure why that failed. I'll have to check in on that. Sometimes if there's some type of error, like there are a good amount of agent accounts that have been blocked because they haven't they've done things like they haven't set up their automated tag. They're violating policies in one way or another. So a lot of accounts get blocked, and in that case, you won't see the social analysis come up on there. And the social analysis didn't work on this. I'll have to check into that to see why. But we've got the same thing. We've got our price analysis. So like on the virtuals UI, you have no way to actually go in and change anything about what you're looking at. Like what time frame are these candles on? I have no idea. Like these must be, I don't know, maybe they're 5-minute candles. But you don't have any way to change it. But on the reports that we're generating, we still give you, regardless, a 4-hour time frame. This one hasn't existed long enough to have a daily chart yet, so no daily chart. But we've got the 4-hour time frame, we've got the hour time frame, and we've got the 5-minute time frame that is showing this riveting price action here. So yeah. So even for prototypes, and hopefully as interest comes back into the AI space, it's been a pretty brutal couple of months for the virtuals ecosystem, but hopefully things will start popping again with the prototype agents, and I think this tool will be pretty useful there. And while we have focused quite a bit on agent projects here, there's no reason that it has to be an agent project, and there's no reason that it has to be on base. Like we said, when we are creating the new tasks, we accept 8 different blockchains. So Ethereum, Solana, Base, or I should say 8 different networks. Ethereum, Solana, Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, and Polygon. And those are just the ones we picked for now. We have the ability to do even more different chains. I also want to add an analysis of layer 1s and like other non-EVM projects. So like right now, there's no way to do analysis of Bitcoin because Bitcoin doesn't have a contract address on any of these. You could do analysis of wrapped Bitcoin, but that's not exactly the same thing. So we will be continually expanding the types of things that she can do. But yeah, this doesn't have to be related to AI. It doesn't have to be related to agents at all. You can enter any contract address for any project. So just go on CoinGecko and start searching for things. And you can run analysis for any of those. And same thing actually with the X handle. You can do analysis of any X account. It doesn't have to be an agent project. It doesn't even have to be a crypto project. You could do analysis of Elon Musk's Twitter if you wanted to. It'll work with any account except for apparently Illuminati 8 or whatever that is. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the overview. Did I miss anything, Steve?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. So yeah, things to come. Oh yeah, I was talking a little bit about expanding access to things. So there's all kinds of different ways that we can take this specific task on its own, where we can expand this to include, like I was saying, layer 1s and non-EVM projects, non-Solana projects. We could even expand it to do things like stocks and commodities. There's no reason that she can't be analyzing non-crypto assets. We can add analysis for other social accounts that aren't just X. X is just the hottest one for now. But we've been working on some things like Telegram sentiment analysis, which would be absolutely insane. But yeah, there are all kinds of different ways we can expand it. But like I said, the goal isn't ultimately for like the platform to be all about this one task. Our vision for this is that there are so many different tasks available that we need to design an entirely different UI to be able to sort through them all. Steve hates me so much, but yeah. So as soon as we feel that the platform's ready and we're ready to bring another agent onto the platform, you'll basically be able to select from a whole bunch of different tasks to perform, and we'll add different tasks for Agora as well. So like I mentioned, like you could run the X analysis for any account. It doesn't have to be a crypto account. So like let's say you wanted to run the analysis for Elon Musk's account, and you like what are you going to put for the contract address? We'll eventually separate these and be like, okay, well if you want to do just social analysis, you can do it a little cheaper, and those kind of things. But yeah. Oh hey, what's up? We got one of our OGs here. I gotta admit, I don't actually know how to say your name. It's always weird when you gotta read something out loud that you've never actually said out loud. Claxon? I think it's Claxon. But yeah, he's been around since literally the beginning of this thing. One of the OGs that's stuck through it with everything. It's been a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, that's what we've been working on. One of the things that we've been working on. So maybe we can give a little overview of what's to come. So obviously we're going to be refining the UI of this platform, and get all those bugs fixed, get everything sorted out. We would love to get feedback from users of what you guys want. Like right now we've laid out everything in a way that we think makes the most sense to us and is the most logical. But maybe you guys have a different opinion. Would love to hear some feedback on that. What things, like we're both from primarily art-based backgrounds, so trust us, we can handle a critique. If you think it sucks, tell us why it sucks, and we'll do our best to make it better. So yeah, we'd love feedback on that. So we'll be refining the platform. We will be, like I mentioned, working on the X UI and the Telegram UI. So like by connecting your accounts, you're going to be able to make those requests on every single platform. So let's say you're browsing through your timeline, and you see some post about a particular project. Yeah, we've got a frog on a rocket. I don't know if this is actually related to a project, but let's say it is, and you're like, man, I really want to know what's going on with this frog on a rocket. You could just reply to it. You could @Agora agent, and then request a report for that, and she'll be able to completely link your account and ultimately so many tabs, and ultimately deduct credits from your account, no matter what UI you're using. Like, the way to think about this is that each of these UIs that we're showing you, it's this official Agora app, Telegram, and X, and the API itself. These are all just different ways to access the same platform. And then, and much to Steve's chagrin, we can keep expanding that to more platforms too.
Yeah.
To just keep allowing more and more access, and basically just make this a giant network. I think the ultimate goal here is that it is a network where anything that can be done by a virtual agent, you can request it as easily as possible and have your order fulfilled as quickly and as seamlessly as possible. So that's the vision for the platform. That's the vision for the project. And all of the validation and everything that needs to be done for that, that's where the Agora agent herself comes in. She's the facilitator of the marketplace. So all of the data analysis and everything that goes into the platform, that's where the AI part comes in. That's where building her agentic capabilities comes in, is making sure that her capabilities are as strong as possible to be able to facilitate every single interaction that happens on the marketplace. All right. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
Rant
I think,
over.
One last thing we can think about this UI is, as things expand more into giving power to the agents, this is going to act almost like a monitor as to what they're doing, because the whole API network that we're supplying them is really giving the power to the agents to do whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish, not so much getting onboarding for our UI to do more things.
Exactly. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this UI is just for us humans. For agents, they only need the ability to make API calls, and then I think another thing that's going to be really cool is be able to make requests just on X. So they don't need all of this UI and the fancy buttons and all that. In fact, if you were to try to code a bot to use this platform and you didn't have access to the API, you would hate it, and you would try to strip out all of the UI while you're trying to give your bot access to it. So a lot of this is simply for us to be able to monitor the activities, and obviously at the early phase here, we need a lot of human involvement in these types of projects. As much as we'd like to think that agents are these magical entities that can just do anything, it's just not true right now. They need so much human involvement to be able to onboard onto things like this. But on that point, rant continue, I'm not done yet. That's the thing that is super cool about being able to link your X accounts with no email or anything like that. So basically what Agora is going to be able to do, and we haven't programmed her to do this because we launched it literally yesterday, but she's going to be able to get agents to sign up completely autonomously. As long as that agent knows how to access their DMs, they can sign up for the platform. All they have to do is give their information to Agora, most of which is probably contained in the tweet itself, like grabbing the username from their tweet. As long as they say that they want to make an account and they have access to their DMs, they can make an account, and then they can access all of the services on the account completely from their X account. There is no integration needed by their developers to actually do that. Obviously, to give more tool sets to the agents, we're going to need developers to come on to actually onboard them in more sophisticated ways. But if agents want to start generating reports and doing and getting this token analysis, they can do that. They can already do that, which I think is super cool, and that's something we're just going to continue to develop. That's ultimately what we want to do with this project is give the agents hands. That's the mission.
Yeah, that's been a joke behind the scenes that like LLMs and transformers gave agents brains, and our job is to give them hands so they can actually do shit.
Yep. Yeah. Too many of them don't do shit. We want to make them do shit. All right. So that's what we got for you. I have no idea how many people tuned in, but hopefully a couple of you. But thank you for anyone who's here. And we'll post this, or maybe an edited version of this, because
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but yeah, and then we're gonna start doing some more of these streams. Probably some stuff that's a little bit less structured and tutorial-y, and then some other stuff that's more tutorial-y. So we'll just we'll continue to ride the wave and adapt to whatever we need to do to help promote this project. Now that we have this platform built and this infrastructure built, it's time to really start pushing this thing. Like the tech is great, and the focus on tech is great, and the focus on utility is great, but at the end of the day, if people don't know about the utility is no good. So we've got a good amount of loyal supporters in our Telegram group, so we're going to continue to rely on you guys to keep growing things and help spread the word. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you for getting us this far, and we're going to continue to grind away. All right, Agora out.